The objectives of this training is to develop the skills of about 30 activists working in the coast region, the Kenyan coast region, that is 3 counties, Kwale, Kilifi and Mombasa County, to develop a deeper understanding around feminism, feminist theories, power and patriarchy, and linking it with gender-based violence.
Idea of starting Coast Women for Women started last year, 2016, when I attended the CREA training in Nairobi, and it was about feminist leadership. CREA made me identify the power in me. CREA made me even notice the power, that because sometimes we have the power, but we are not aware that we have the power.
The design of the training was deliberate, because we realized that it's not like there's a vacuum in terms of gender-based violence interventions from women rights defenders. For the longest time, there's been a lot of efforts to bring down the numbers, to respond to gender-based violence, particularly violence against women over the years, looking at the root causes of violence, but also understanding that the person behind all this work is an individual.
So today I was to introduce the participants to gender-based violence advocacy in Kenya. One of the highlights of that was to cover how violence is related to power, how patriarchy has been used as a system of oppression for different sides of violence. And from there now go into the tenet, the personal is political, and how advocates we can embody that in the work that we are doing against violence.
GBV was one of my favorite topics, yes. I have experienced violence before, and being in this setting and getting to hear people sharing what they've gone through, at least for the first time I was not the only one sharing what I went through in the past.
We've tried to incorporate the personal is political, and that self-care, self-awareness is a huge component of this, because actually the leaders or the people who are going to take this work forward, advocate for change, are actually a collection of individuals. Networks are a collection of individuals. Organizations are run by individuals. If we are not able to actually invest in our activists to be better feminist leaders and to incorporate better feminism in their work, then I think we'll be failing at our mandate to actually see a world in which there's equality and justice.
It's important for people to understand what gender-based violence is all about, and especially establish the root cause of violence against women. And I think it's important to have human rights defenders in our communities, from those specific communities, because they understand the cultural context of where they are, and being able to take them through the specific laws that are in place in Kenya at the regional and international level. It's very important to have an understanding of the laws in place and how to use this specific laws to further the work on ending gender-based violence.
Hii warsha ambayo tumehudhuria ni warsha muhimu sana. Kwanza natoa shukrani sana kwa lile shirika lilojitolea kuja kuhamasisha kina mama. Kusema kweli, yale ambayo nimeyapata hapa kwa warsha hii ni mafunzo ambayo nataka na mimi nikafunze wenzangu. Kwa sababu wengi, ni kama nilivyotangulia kusema, wengi hawajui haki zao, wengi hawajui kinachoendelea. Na nitarudia huko nyuma nilivyozungumza. Sisi wanawake tuna ile shida ya kuwa hatupatani, hatuelewani, tunabaguana. Mtu ukimwona na kasoro kidogo na mbagua. Kwa hivyo nimesoma mimi mwenyewe kuwa ni umuhimu wa sisi kuja pamoja. Tutasahau tofauti zetu, tukae kama wanawake, tushirikiane, tufanye imani. Wanawake popote palipo na wanawake hapakosiki maneno.
Tulikuwa kwa hatujui sisi wanawake kwa tuna haki. Lakini tumejua sasa kumbe pia sisi tuna haki zetu.
No matter what class you are in, no matter what race, what tribe, but you are a woman. And a woman faces different violent challenges at different times in her lives, as a baby, as a girl, as a wife, as a grandmother.
This is a first step in many things to happen, and they'll be able to continue working with others in community. And I think this is a good process in movement building and community activism, which is very critical in ending gender-based violence in Kenya, where there's a high rate of gender-based violence. There's a lot of silence in our communities. There's a lot of stigma and discrimination, especially for minority groups. And at the same time, it's important for people to know, where can I go for help? And I think that's why this training is extremely important.
We have not reached a place in which women are feeling that it is safe to access and control, for instance, resources, or to be part of decision making, or to be able to challenge the norms and the values within traditional settings or religious settings. And in fact, also one of the biggest ways we've seen it is violence or violations based on women's sexuality and the regulation of their bodies. And part of what CREA is trying to do for the next number of years is to develop strong cohorts of women rights defenders who are applying a more feminist analysis to find the root causes of gender-based violence and address them each one at a time, and work with other civil society partners to be able to address this from the root causes, not just symptomatic, because it's actually a systemic issue.
It was a very good moment to make them connect with their body, to make them feel good, at least even for that 1 hour, make somebody forget about the problems, forget about the stigma, discrimination, rejection that they're facing, the parenting, the relationship issues, and now communicate with their body. Make them feel themselves.
Katika haya mafunzo nimepata funzo kubwa ya kuwa kuna umuhimu wa kina mama kuja pamoja, kuna kina mama kushikana pamoja, kuondosha tofauti zetu, na tukifanya jambo kama hili moja, na imani ya kuwa tutafanikiwa kile jambo ambalo tulifanya. Kwa hivyo sisi ambao ni wahudumu wa kule nyanjani, elimu hii tukipeleka kule wa kina mama, nina imani tutageuka, na tukigeuka taifa letu litakwenda mbele kimaendeleo.